welcome to Otis Culture. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing us on how to make a cowl kaftan with keyhole by the side. I'll be making use of this crepe material and I have about 3 yards of fabric with me. Then I'll be folding the fabric into 4. I've already showed us on how to fold your fabric into 4 if you are cutting for the front and the back bodies together in my previous video. So without further ado, let's move right to the tutorial. My fabric has been neatly folded into 4. The first measurement that I'll be inserting is my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 17 inches. Divided by 2 will give me 8.5 inches. So I'm going to measure 8.5 inches. I'm using a textile marker. It is suitable for any material. I'll be making use of neck width of 4 inches. Neck width of 4 inches. Neck depth for the back, I'll be making use of 1 inch. Then neck depth for the front, I'll be making use of 5 inches. On my shoulder measurement, I'm going to measure my sleeve. I want sleeve of 15 inches. Sleeve length, I'm going to measure down 1.5 inches for my shoulder slope. I'm going to connect with a straight line from the 1.5 inches to my neck width. Shoulder to my waist is 17 inches plus half an inch seam allowance that I'm going to use to join the shoulder. That will make it 17.5. Shoulder to my hip is 25 inches plus half an inch to join with the shoulder will now make it 25.5. My waist measurement is 40 inches. Divided by 4 will give me 10 inches. I'm going to be adding 2 inches ease to the 10 inches. It will now make it 12 inches. I will also be needing 1 inch seam allowance to join with the front and the back bodies together, which will now give me 13 inches. My hip measurement is 52 inches. Divided by 4 will give me 13 inches. I'll be adding 2 inches ease allowance because it's a free dress. That will be 15 inches. Then I will also need 1 inch seam allowance to join with the front and the back together, which will now give me 16 inches. For the keyhole shape, at the waistline, I'm going to measure 2.5 inches up, then 2.5 inches down, making total of 5 inches. Then I'm going to curve just like this. If you want yours to be wider than this, you can make it to your preference. I'll measure what I have here, which is 60 inches. I'm going to also measure 60 inches for the down of my dress. Then I'm going to draw a straight line. I'm going to measure 10 inches for my sleeve opening. That's 10 inches. Then at the hip line, I'm going to measure down about 10 inches. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to curve from the shoulder slope. I'm going to curve it like this. To join with the 10 inches down. Curving it like this. This is my 10 inches opening for the sleeve. I'll continue. So the first thing I'm going to do right now, before cutting it out, I'm going to curve my neckline. This is for the front. I'll pitch it to cut the opening. This is the opening. You can make yours to be wider than this if you like, but I just want mine to be like this. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to cut the back neckline. Then the shoulder slope. Next, I'll start cutting from the down, following this shape round. This is what I have. My sleeve opening, I'm going to notch it. I'll remove the back bodies. Then I'll cut the front neckline. I'm cutting the front neckline. Next thing to do is to take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew the front and the back bodies together. This is the negative side of the fabric and this is the positive side of the fabric. So I'm placing the back positive side and the front positive side together. I'm going to sew at the shoulder. I'm going to sew half an inch straight down. After sewing it, I'm going to leave the 10 inches opening that I left for the sleeve. I'm going to continue sewing it from the notch part. I'm going to sew it down to the down part with 1 inch seam allowance that we left. I'm going to repeat the same process to the other side as well. I've joined the front and the back bodies together at the shoulder. I left the arm opening. On the notch part of the sleeve, I sewn about 3 inches downward. Then I left an opening. Of 12 inches. Reason is because I want to show us the easiest method for sewing the keyhole because it is very complicated. Then I continue with the 1 inch seam allowance that we left on it. I continue with the 1 inch till the hem. The next thing I'm going to do is to turn over the fabric to the positive side. This is the positive side of the fabric. Please watch closely. This is the 12 inches opening that I left by the side. I'm still going to sew it back later after sewing the queue. The next thing I'm going to do is to put my hand inside. I'm going to take the upper part of the dress. Just watch what I'm doing. So I'm going to take the upper part, which is the front bodies of the dress. I'm going to put my hand inside like this and flip it over like this. Then I'm going to take the down parts. This time around, the positive side will be facing each other. Then I'm going to pin it round. After pinning it round, I'm going to sew it with about half an inch. You take your time with the pinning. Continue to pin it round. Continue to pin it. As you can see, this is how it looks at the positive side. I've not even sewn it. I just only pin it down. This is how it's going to look like. I've not even sewn it, just pinning. So I'm going to turn it back to the negative side. Then I'm going to sew half an inch round. I'm going to follow where I pin and sew it half an inch round. After sewing it, I'm going to turn it back to the negative side. I'm going to stitch this 12 inches opening that I left before. I'm going to close it back. Then I'm going to use bias to hem the neckline. I'm going to hem the down part as well. I'm going to fold it twice like this and hem the down part. This is the final outcome of the dress. I've sewn it and I've sewn the other side as well. As you can see, this is the neckline. I've used bias to turn the neckline. This is the final outcome of the dress. This is how it looks. We've come to an end of today's tutorial. If you find my tutorial helpful, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you've not done so. Also remember to click on the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. I upload weekly tutorial on my channel. Join other like-minded fashion designers on our Facebook group, Seamstress Zone. Follow me on Instagram at Otis Culture. Until I come your way next, please stay safe and remain blessed. Bye.